is Randy? Don't bring anyone mother into this. Yo, mom in the fucking stand!
I want to bring to everyone's attention a discussion, an argument we had the other day.
Yeah.
You often mispronounce things, and
can I say why?
Yes.
Because I was raised by two Hungarian parents.
Yes.
And they were learning English, and they taught me how to speak English.
It's true. So it's funny because it will carry on. Two people who didn't speak correctly will teach you, and then you will have it go on through your life.
For 42 years.
You're a native English speaker.
Not true. I spoke Hungarian first, and then I learned English at the same time as my parents did.
Well, I realized the big difference is that my mother mispronounces a lot of things, says a lot of things incorrectly.
Yeah.
But I always had the balance of my father, who's American.
So he taught you the right way.
Right. And it would just stand out clearly. I'm like, oh, she's saying that completely incorrectly.
Sure.
And this person will balance it out.
And also in my defense, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was an avid reader growing up.
Okay.
No, I read a lot of books. However, I didn't always know how to say those words aloud. Yeah. So I knew how to read them, but I didn't know how they were spoken. Yeah. So that's another problem.
Well, what was funny to me was that we got into this conversation about a word I'll bring up momentarily. But what's interesting is that I actually thought, this is what's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I actually thought you were pronouncing it a foreign way.
Pronouncing it or pronouncing it?
I actually thought you were pronouncing it a foreign way.
Right.
And it turns out you are actually pronouncing it the way supposedly Americans pronounce it, even though I swear I hear it more said the British way. And so the word is the word that it's the full word that comes from, if you were to say mini, what's the full word?
Miniature.
You say miniature.
Miniature, because I am pronouncing it spelled Miniature.
Right.
Miniature.
I've hung out with some weird people, but I've always heard people say miniature.
Miniature.
And it turns out the way that I'm used to saying it is how the Brits would say it.
Miniature.
Miniature.
They say miniature, and that's what I say.
Miniature.
And I thought you were such a weird person, you know?
Miniature.
So the Americans say
miniature, but I swear more Americans that I've had conversations with pronounce it the British way.
Miniature.
Miniature.
I agree. I've heard it spoken both ways.
Miniature.
Miniature.
Sure.
Oh my God! I want
miniature.
I want her to do all our announcements.
Yeah, this is these American flag here to let us know that this is an American way of saying it. I still think it sounds so stupid.
I've only ever thought of it as miniature.
I swear to you,
miniature.
It was the first time that it ever caught my attention was with you in bed when you're like, oh, like a miniature one? I was like, wait, what the fuck? I've only ever said or heard
miniature.
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 Now, that's interesting, though, because you'd think that the British pronunciation is miniature.
Exactly, which is why I accused you of saying it the British way.
Correct.
See, I was thinking, oh, the phonetic pronunciation must be the British way.
Correct.
And that us as Americans are saying... Like, I was thinking that my pronunciation must be the dumb American adoption of it.
Correct.
Miniature, but it's the other way around.
Let me tell you another one that just occurred to me that I'd like to investigate right now.
Okay.
Now, when I lived in England for a year,
yes,
they would always say the phrase, rightly so. And rightly so.
And rightly so.
And rightly so.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if in the U.S., because I've said, yeah, rightly so. And someone goes, you mean rightfully so? And I'm like, I'm not sure which one's correct. Is it rightfully so or rightly so? Mm-hmm. And rightly sounds more correct to me.
Rightly so?
Yeah. Would you look it up? Is it rightly so? What do you think? Or rightfully so? Rightly so. You know, rightly and rightly so. I don't know. I think rightly so, but a lot of people think rightfully.
It's a search. Here's what it says. You want to hear what it says? In good usage, rightly is the opposite of wrongly.
Right.
And rightfully means much the same as by rights. In saying rightfully, the announcer... okay. So it's making that distinction. Does that make sense to you?
Say it again. Right. Oh, meaning one's pertaining to one's rights.
Yeah.
The rightful owner.
And okay.
Whereas
and rightly
is correctly.
so, spoken used to say that a decision or action you have just reached or just described is fair
correct,
and morally
right.
right in your opinion.
Rightly so.
Rightly
correct.
so.
And then rightfully.
Okay. And then rightfully so is more means much the same as by rights. I don't know.
Like it's your right as by rights.
I guess.
Correct. So one is correct action and then one is within someone's rights.
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Do you want to know another funny foreigner thing you made fun of me for? We brought this up on this show. But for 42 years of my life, I called it a sun visor.
You also said combative.
Combative.
It's combative.
Right. Combative and then sun visor and chewing gum. Because my mother always said,
fucking,
I
that
want
is
some
so
chewing
foreign. No one says chewing gum.
I did until you pointed out that people don't say chewing gum.
So you were like in college being like, let's go I want a piece of chewing gum.
Yes. And nobody's corrected me ever.
They
except for you.
They probably thought you were being funny.
Oh.
You know? Like it's like your friend.
Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, Shauna is an American. I feel like Shauna should have been like, hey, dude, nobody says chewing gum.
Because I would say that.
Chewing gum.
Like pretending.
Right.
To sound that way, you know? Like, guys, let's get a piece of chewing gum.
But then, because Shauna and I would pluralize things as a joke.
I'm gonna take this envelope to the U.S. Postal Office.
Correct.
You know?
You say the full thing to be a dork.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Trader's Joe, I like to put the S on. That's foreigner.
Right.
But I think Shauna thought you're right. I think Shauna did think I was joking because she'd be like,
joke.
oh yeah, let's have some chewing gums.
Yeah.
Like we would make fun of Germans, how German people say
chewing
it.
Gums.
Chewing gums.
Combative, though.
Combative,
the funny thing
all
was
wrong, all wrong.
that you said it. You were like, you mean combative? And then when I pointed it out to you, I watched your face melt. You were like, I cannot believe it. You couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. I mean, again, you know, I was raised by fucking foreigners, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to talk about something. Hold on, let me see what else I had. Oh, here's another pronunciation American thing.
Okay.
How do you say the word? Okay, our son likes to color with little wax made things.
Crayons.
What?
Crayons.
Crayons.
Yeah.
There's also crayons.
There's what?
Crayons.
Crayons?
People say crayons.
Yeah, that's not it.
I don't think so either. I think it's crayons.
My dumb friend from Philadelphia says tournament.
Tournament.
It's not, I mean, that's so
I've heard
regional. A tournament.
Or a tour. To go on a tour.
Yeah, what do you say?
Tour.
Wait, what?
A tour.
You say a tour?
Yeah, what do you say?
Tour.
I don't say tour. Tour is the past tense of tear. I tore my ligament.
So you say I'm going on tour?
I'm going on tour.
Oh, no.
On tour?
That's foreign sounding.
No.
Yeah.
On tour?
If you live here, you say you're going on tour.
No, that's if you live in the South. See, your English dialect is from the South. Christina, the first few years of dating, you kept saying, Christina. You said my name like that, like a hillbilly. And this is from your hillbilly North Carolina time. No, as nam tour.
It's... I say tournament.
It's a tournament.
Yeah.
I say tournament as well.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, tournament.
Okay.
And then you go on tour.
You go on
Tour.
tour.
You go on tour.
Tour.
But I say tour.
You say tour?
I go on tour.
Oh, come on. You don't really
Tour.
fucking say that, do you?
Tour. I'm going on tour.
Okay. All right.
Shit.